Hi Scorpio, here is a general look at your solar chart for July 2014, and this month there's some significant moves of the planets which are going to have make things feel different. So even though you still do have Saturn in your sign, which comes around once every about 29 years, and it's a bit of a wake-up call, and some, you got to confront certain things in your life, then you can move on and build certain things, certain great new things in your life as well. And these two planets moving are going to put a different, shall we say, complexion on things. So first of all, here's the overview. And from the 16th of July until August 2015, Jupiter moves into a dominant position right up at the top of your solar chart. And with Mars in your sign for 7 weeks beginning this month, life is going to become more outgoing, decisive, and then active and proactive, shall we say, with that Mars energy finally coming into your sign after being held away from you and maybe lowering your vitality for 7+ months now. And then after the 23rd, interesting opportunities could be coming your way, and you will tend to be up for the challenges ahead. It's like, your energy becomes unblocked and you start to feel more of that physical, that physical force, life force, shall we say, moving through your body. Or it might not be like that. It might be that there's just a lot more going on around you, a lot more demand on you, and then you kind of move beyond whatever was blocking you and holding you back before. Now, the new moon on the 26th signals expansive new beginnings with career or your general direction in life, especially over the next month. And that new moon is in Leo, and Leo is at the top of your chart. So, and therefore has a very strong influence. Now, new potentials are, here's the long one. New potentials, therefore, are going to be in the wind. As from the 23rd, the sun is in a very outgoing, expansive area. It's about connecting with people abroad or those at a distance. It will tend to raise the spirits because you begin to see fresh possibilities outside of the routine box. And in fact, you should be getting yourself out of the routine box. You should be touching into places or into knowledge that really does refresh your mental palette. This is what you should be doing now, and learning something new perhaps. And just travel is highlighted, the distant horizons are highlighted, and you could be learning a lot as you're going along. Now, until mid-month, both Mercury and Venus are in the same area, Venus a little bit longer, and this is quite an introspective area. So even though we have this very outgoing solar energy at the beginning in the first part of the month, Mercury is just a bit turned inwards, so you'll be weighing it up. You'll just be beginning to get the measure of it. You're beginning to sound out. You're beginning to see the writing on the wall there, whatever that's about. And also you could be mulling over the financial or property situation, a space, a venue, any kind of joint interest with another. In a financial sense, in a property sense as well, or just something that you're both very, very keen on and passionate about together. It could be like that. But there could be things that float through your mind about, debts as well. And you could maybe want to get some confidential advice from somebody who is kind of a detached, a neutral person, and also this could be about contracts and agreements. But Venus is there as well, and this is really good news because Venus tends to oil the wheels and bring in balance. And in this area that I've just mentioned, she will generally stack the cards in your favor. So if it's something financial, something to do with property, in general, she can mean that you don't do too badly there, or at least things aren't going to get any worse. She works in another way as well, particularly with deeper feelings in relationships, and you're feeling very involved and very touched by somebody else or something else, it can be. And you can feel more, shall we say, supported emotionally with Venus here. But also on that flip side, again, materially, you can feel more supported in general. So put yourself in an environment where you can get the funding, or get the bit of kit, or borrow that thing, or use somebody else's this, that, or the other, or buy, in fact, or get it bought for you, somebody picking up the tab there, you know. And negotiations, if you've got to do negotiations, they can go in your favor as well. They could tend to go in your favor with Venus here. And like I say, but emotionally you could feel supported, you know. This would be a good time to put your cards on the table with somebody and get that good advice, that guidance, that mentoring, you know, that wisdom from somebody else that you really, really need now. And then anything around your problems, whatever they are, can be ironed out to mutual advantage. This would be the vibe here with this Venus position. And then Mercury moves into the same area as the Sun on the 13th. And then your mind is very much more outgoing. It's not so inward. It's more finding out the information you need, giving out the information, beating the drum on something, promoting something, thinking bigger. And not, you know, being far more extrovert in your thinking. And there could be a breath of fresh air from further afield, travel, and really, you know, underpinning everything that I was saying about the Sun earlier. Maybe you're looking into the legal side of things as well, having to be more aware of that, like that sort of paperwork, and maybe wanting to know about your rights on something, possibly, because it's got a sort of litigious feel, not litigious, legal, you know, feel, this area here. And then it's joined by Venus on the 19th. So for about a week there, Mercury and the Sun are in the same area alone, but then Venus chips in there, and again with her supportive energy, her energy of helping you to feel more friendly vibe, connecting with others, who've got the expertise that is very useful to you, or indeed others find you to have that expertise that they have been looking for. You've got the know-how, you've got the guidance, but indeed you yourself could find that good teacher. You yourself could find that good teaching that helps you to put that piece of the puzzle, you know, find that piece of the puzzle. And you and someone could definitely be on a learning curve together. And it's a more outgoing energy there. In the first part of the month, we've got the Sun and Mars particularly colliding a little bit with Uranus. So you've got to keep on your toes. You've got to, you know, events could mean that you've just got to be more flexible. Don't allow yourself to get too set. With your blinkers on, you know, in like, this is the only way to go, this is what I got to do sort of thing. You go sort of ducking and diving a little bit and having to be more flexible. Now, Mars for this long time has been in the sign before yours, Libra, since last November, December, sort of kind of decreasing your energy flow, suppressing it a little bit. But now this month in July, Mars is going to come back into his normal cycle and pop into your sign for 7 weeks. And boy, you will be able to do a lot with this energy if you have felt held back. Yes, you've been doing a lot backstage. You've been doing a lot of preparation maybe over these many, many months on something. You've been doing a lot of introspection, confronting yourself on certain habits maybe, certain conditioning from the past, and those demons may be coming up, you know, and going at you to do with the past. Also, this area is a wonderful area for imaginative work burning the midnight oil in your private little bubble, or maybe in a little bubble cloistered with a few others, like a circle, a special circle of others. And that is about to change because Mars is coming into your sign, and this will mean that those months of you maybe being the power behind the throne, unthanked and anonymous and just sort of unnoticed by others, or pulling the strings from behind the scenes, Mars finally comes out of there and enters your sign. So it's like the seeds have gone in, all the background work has been done, the sort of the clearing of the land, the tilling of the plowing and the tilling, and then now it's showtime, and yeah, it coupled with the move of Jupiter, as I said at the very beginning, it could be very interesting few weeks for you, Scorpios. This will tend to just speed things up around you, and you may need more stamina. There's just a lot of people wanting a piece of you, maybe, or maybe it's not like that. Maybe there just is huge amounts that you have to kind of keep up with, and it's time for you to be more dynamic, physically active, and just do what needs to be done, roll up your sleeves and get on with it. Mars does tend to make one very decisive, very clear-headed about, okay, thought, or rather energy follows thought, energy and action follow thought. So, and not just thought, but sensing and a kind of gut knowing. And with Mars coming into your sign, then you have more opportunity to get on with whatever program you need to improve things, be successful, feel proud of yourself, but try not to be hasty, try not to be impatient. Watch your feet, don't trip over your own shoelaces. Mars can be very accident prone. Do not rush. Less haste, more speed would be a good maxim for this long transit of Mars coming into your sign. So yeah. Now Saturn, yes, I mentioned Saturn every month. It is the great challenging and testing time of your life, and you just have to take things more seriously. You definitely have to take things more slowly, because any scheduling that you did would have to be scrapped. You probably found this, and then a much longer sort of window of time has to be allowed for certain things to come together. But through adversity, you'll steadily be building, because Saturn is the great builder. Not only is she the tester and challenger, but she's the builder, and she creates the scaffolding, she creates the new foundation, she creates the form. So you'll steadily be building the new routines outside and inside, which will form this armature, this blueprint, this foundation for this better life. And you, Scorpios, born in the middle 10 days, or with 15 to 17 degrees rising, going to feel the energy the most this month. And then Jupiter, again, has been maybe teaching you an awful lot of stuff you didn't know since last June. It's been in an area to do with the law and legal things, and also travel and foreign cultures, foreign rules and regulations as well, maybe. And also the great disseminator of information in this area here. Well, Jupiter can be promoter, publisher, broadcaster, so like Facebook stuff, but other things bigger than that, ebook stuff, hard copy book stuff, and or it might not be like that at all. You are just on a huge learning curve. You are in a formal course or an informal course, and you're just learning through doing. This has been an expansive area, and the boundaries of your known world have really stretched into new territories. Now we've got this move of Jupiter into the top of your chart for a new 12-month cycle on the 16th of July. So Jupiter is going to be in your area of career, and the role you play, the figure you cut, the image you create on the wider stage in a public sort of sense. Jupiter, the great expander and a bringer of potential abundance, and is going to open new doors for your overall life direction as well. So there will be new paths opening up to you and a wider range of options, but not all will be leading to where you can benefit the most, because Jupiter brings abundance. And it's like, okay, there's so much coming at me. I've just got to separate the wheat from the chaff here. I've got to filter out what, and cut out the fluff and really make up my mind about, all things considered and all others considered and whatever's close to your heart, which would be the best path to follow and door to go through, sort of thing. But by the end of the transit, you should feel more established in your field, or the die is cast regarding your general direction in life. So it can be that that power is taken out of your hands, and like the celestial dice is thrown. So really, I would say try to, and you Scorpios will always want to be in control, but try to keep, your options open, and then be as clear as you can. And with the Mars energy coming into your sign, you will be able to be clear. But this is quite a long transit. It's a 12-month transit. I have to say the first 10 days of that transit look pretty good, as a matter of fact, with the lunar eclipse happening in Leo at the top of your chart, but also with the Sun conjuncting Jupiter. And so there can be it's a very adventurous, upbeat energy, positive energy. A little bit of good fortune could kind of come your way. Time for you to sort of reach for the golden ring on the merry-go-round, where it comes to maybe what you're doing for a living, and your sort of general direction that you've been following in life. Maybe that's going to sort of jink you off into a slightly different direction. Don't know, but watch that space. Put yourself in environments where there's potential, because you will feel potential coming in there, I think. And just be as relaxed as you can with this Uranian energy around, because it can make us all a little bit jumpy. But yes, and so that's it for July. And if you know your rising sign and your moon sign, it might be useful to listen to those. But if you want to check up on anything, it's all written up on my website. And I'll see you the next time.